Now, Africa Utility Week, which is the largest power exhibition in Africa, this year presents Energy Revolution Africa for the very first time. With a focus on community-scale projects, Energy Revolution Africa provides a unique platform for solution providers to meet with the developers and end customers in the transitioning energy landscape in Africa. To tell us more is Evan Schiff, who is the event director, and he now joins us from our Sea Point studios. Good to have you. Welcome, Evan, to our to Morning Live.
Good morning, Leanne, and thanks for having me.
So, Africa Utility Week, presenting Energy Revolution Africa. Just tell us a little bit more about this. What is it all about?
Certainly. So African Utility Week gathers together over 7,000 people from the power and water industries across the continent to talk and share ideas, network, find out the latest technologies, and really move it forward. Energy Revolution Africa is something that's grown out of what is happening in the industry at the moment, which is a move towards people generating their own power and companies and cities generating their own power instead of relying on a large-scale coal-fired power plant or very large-scale power plant provided by a central utility.
There's also an exhibition area that's dedicated to renewables, energy storage, energy management. I imagine there's some game-changing technologies that we're going to be looking at there.
Yes, certainly. So what we're looking at is with the rise of renewables, so solar panels, they have gotten cheaper, they've gotten more efficient. The energy storage, so battery technology has gotten cheaper and more efficient. And then, of course, the ICT systems and mobile payment systems have now meant that it's a democratization of power. So private companies can now provide these technologies and customers can buy them, which means they're no longer reliant on a utility to provide that power for them. So what this means is that we can roll out power much quicker to rural centers. Countries in Africa can help bridge that gap of energy access, which is sitting at only about 25% on the continent, much quicker over the course of a year or two to get power to a village instead of very many years for a very large-scale project to come online.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about renewables and everybody talks about renewables, and yet in South Africa there's still that conversation about nuclear and the use of coal. You know, is this going to feature as well?
Yes, we cover the entire energy value chain. So as a conference looking at providing electricity on the continent, we have to talk about what is on the table, and that agenda is set by governments, by the utilities, and by the regulators. As to what the best generation type is, well, the debate rages on. Each different type, including nuclear, has benefits and advantages, and of course each type also has things wrong with them. So coal is very good, it's reasonably efficient, but of course it's quite dirty. It burns, it creates a lot of pollution when it's burnt. So finding that optimum energy mix of the right technologies which is the right solution for that particular country is part of what we'll be discussing at African Utility Week, and providing that platform for utility CEOs and the companies that service those utilities to also talk about how to find the best way to provide that power for the continent.
Yeah, so it's everything on display. Now, we talk about Cape Town at the International Conference Centre is hosting this. Why Cape Town? What sort of made it stand out as the best place for this exhibition?
Well, we've been in Cape Town. This will be our fourth year in a row in Cape Town, and the event started in Cape Town. We're a Cape Town-based company, so this is home. And really, when we're looking for a place that can accommodate the amount of international visitors coming down and African delegates coming to the show, Cape Town just wins every time. It's really fantastic. People don't mind traveling here. We've got great facilities. So Cape Town ticks all those boxes. And then, of course, the city of Cape Town, which is our host city, is also very forward-thinking in terms of how it is looking at providing energy, providing opportunities for companies and individuals to actually feed power back into the grid, and is really leading the way in South Africa, certainly, in terms of a forward-looking energy and water management policy.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, one thing I believe is that the exhibition is also going to be speaking about how small-scale projects gain access to finance. Tell us about this.
Certainly. So one of the biggest problems is, of course, access to that finance. So how do you structure these deals? How can you fund them? And then, of course, how do you provide the connections between the actual developer of the project, the end customer, and connecting those two people up with a financier that can actually willing to take on the project. So we provide lots of different forum, and our finance and investment forum is one of them, where people can stand up and actually talk about projects and talk about opportunities in countries. Developers can talk about projects that they're looking for finance for, and then we can provide that opportunity to connect and match up. So besides getting on a plane and traveling thousands of kilometers and spending weeks on the road throughout the continent, you can come to something like African Utility Week and meet everybody you might need right there at the conference, and that's really the beauty of having these types of events.
Yeah. All right. So when is the exhibition? How can people participate? Is anybody invited to attend?
Certainly, we do have free-to-attend visitor tickets available. You can go onto www.africanutilityweek.com, and on the exhibition floor you can see over 250 exhibitors showing the latest technologies. We've also got free-to-attend technical workshops that are CPD accredited if you are an engineer and you need to keep your points up to date. And then for engineering students, something new that we've started this year is we're providing a capacity building day. So engineering is really something that needs internships. You need, as a recent graduate, you need that opportunity to work at a company to actually learn your way around from the theory into the practical. So we've done a full day of free content for engineering students or recent graduates to come to learn a little bit more. What do they need to look for? How can they find a job? How can they find an internship? And to match those people up with companies that are also looking for interns. So go onto the website, have a look, and if you have the opportunity and you are in this field, we highly recommend coming down.
All right, Evan, let's leave it there for this morning. Thank you so much for talking to us. That was African Utility Week. It's an event, and the director talking to us, Evan Schiff, about what you can expect at this particular exhibition. Let's take a break. We'll be with you after this. Stay tuned.